afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero, Psych Defender of the Fatherland, off here to an exciting and riveting 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya. In the north, it's Jove fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the 3rd Guards Tank Corps. In the south, it is Gozu, we'll just call him Gozu, fighting for the German army, the Oberkommando West, taking on the role here of the 7th Panzer Division with Breakthrough. Luftwaffe Ground Forces and Special Operations with Triple Infantry versus Jove's Tank Hunter, Shock Rifle, and Guard Motor with Triple Infantry as well there. Double Engineer into Special Rifle Command there. Very much the standard go-to opening versus the Oberkommando West, with Bengozu just going for a lot of Volkskunde, the standard go-to opening there for the most part, with very few exceptions, particularly versus the Soviets. You generally tend to not have a lot of other options. The Kubwagen is obviously quite dead versus the Soviets, thanks to the M3A1 and again the heavy Special Rifle Command starts, which very much precludes the Kubwagen. You could theoretically go for double Sturmpaniers, but even then most players tend not to prefer it. The Volkskunde are just, in that sense, just much more cost efficient at a lower price in most situations. Anyways, move towards the centre, moving westwards there. We got Jove here pushing in enough for the victory point first, not for the fuel point directly. Troops heading westwards there, and there we go. We got the penal troops out, the Strafniki, equipped with SVT-40 semi-automatic rifles. For as a fun fact, the Gewehr 40 was actually based off the Soviet SVT-40. So a little fun note there. Our penal troops are usually just made up of infantry, usually, you know, guilty of some crime within the Soviet army system and usually then pushed towards it. It could, for example, be abandoning your tank when you're not supposed to, like it was theoretically still able to drive. You got your tank stolen because some other crew didn't want to get, sent to a penal unit. You'd get sent to a penal unit. They'd usually be equipped depending on the situation. In fact, if they were equipped for, assault, they were usually actually better equipped than the basic infantrymen. We got penal scout car on the way for Joves. Again, standard stuff so far. More focus here for Gozu. Focus jump punch up here, note a set of mines to sort of screen against any direct pushes. Doesn't necessarily stop an assault there, but it might just goes with their bit of time. Plus, theoretically, if it goes in hard with a scout car, they can deal with the scout car there with the Schuhmine or Schützenmine. Though it could also just stand for shoes, since if you hit one of those mines, you likely were not going to need shoes for that foot anymore, since it's likely going to go off. Which is very much by intent. The Schuhmine was not designed for killing, it was designed for maiming. Folks have been caught here with a scout with engineers in it, no flamethrowers. Oh, there we go, flamethrowers immediately being added. Very much the standard mix here. Scout car with flamethrower engineers in it. More penal troops on the way there for Jove and the 3rd Guards Tank Corps. Heavy firing here. Sturmpaniers usually being one of your best bets as the M3A1, so they actually just have a higher rate of fire, not like you just more, realistically damage it. And you've got 2 Sturmpanier squads. They can actually very rapidly take down an M3A1 light scout car. Little fun fact there, but there you go. Flamethrower ready. Will he attempt more mines in the west? We got 4th Volkskunde squad out there for Gozu. Again, very much standard stuff. Eastern fuel point finally secured here for Jove. Double penal troops, they're ready. Scout car falling back for repairs, likely with engineers in the east. Nice and efficient handling there by Jove, allowing him to use the other units sort of more efficient on the front line. He's pushing everything here towards the troops on the west side, which at the same time that does mean he can still move in to quickly screen the carve point. If Gozu makes a push for it, we've got a shotgun away there. Likely mechanized, there could be battle group headquarters here for Gozu. We shall have to see, but current meta very much leaves mechanized regiment the common choice by, far. Truck moving up here. Will it be battle group headquarters? Will it be mechanized? What will it be here? It's mechanized, to the surprise of absolutely no one. People moving up here, going to go for the victory point here in the center where Gozu's dug in with Volkskunde and is more moving up here. Moving up here as well, could flank. In fact, he could pop an incendiary over here, the hedges, and that way deny cover to the penal troopers. And doesn't quite go for that. Missed an opportunity, I would say, there by Gozu. Could easily back hit a lot of those bunch up troops. Playing coming up here. Now he pops it. A bit late there, and again, slightly loses the element of surprise. Scout car good to again. Flamethrower is moving up to sort of pop into that one. Sturmpaniers with some nastier losses. Another penal troop squad there, almost done for Jove and the Red Army. More mines over here for this time there for Jove. Very good work. Mechanized regiment almost done there for Gozu. And I got Scout coming up here, tearing into the Volkskunde, who, well, now have access to Panzerfaust. See Jove then proving to have timed this slightly awkwardly, and there you go. Panzerfaust knock out the M3A1 quite easily. Fun fact about the Panzerfaust, there are actually numerous versions of them. Usually they just sort of increase the effective range and how much armor they could penetrate. The sort of major, shall I say, variation was in the final one, which they actually sort of kind of went back to more the Panzerschreck this time of this year, because they just, you know, you had a troop that could sort of be, you know, fired more or loaded more rockets into, rather than just, you know, disposable one-time use only thing. On the west side, we got Pims swimming over there. Engineers moving about here. We got Volkswagen Palms moving up there. It's going to try and shift the axis of attack. That's a very good move there. MG34 there for Gozu. We'll likely be seeing the looks. They could go for the Puma. Medics up here for Jove. Very good. No son of Dobson's choice there for Jove, though. At this point, I would probably expect Guard and Motor Coordination Tactics and Guards Riflemen to help fight against all the Volkskandidates, since Guardsmen do that job really well. Plus, they'd help us as light vehicles. Though you could, you know, surprise with Shock Rifle. Tank Hunter Tactics, though, is absolutely right out, I think. I mean, he's got no conscripts whatsoever as a Tank Hunter Tactics, which, I mean, isn't all centered around it, but to a degree is centered around them, you know. Doesn't quite work out as well, so I'm expecting more Guard Motor or Shock Rifle here. Looks on the way there for Gosu and the 7th Panzer Division. Sturmpanzers could try to push for the fuel pumps that might have to react to the push a bit closer to the centre there as Jove makes forwards there. Could try and, you know, sneak up behind here and hit the cop on there. Go. Gosu's on the spot here with the MG34 setting up there to halt the Russian assault. But he loses a Volkskandidat squad somewhere. Bit of a blow there to the German army. Oh, over here by the carve point. Lost him to the news with the flamethrowers. Take up there for Jove. Very good. He's going to be a bit behind there. And we've got the Sturmpanzer going for the fuel point. Very good play there by Gosu. Strafniki being dispatched to deal with those fascist interlopers. And Jove striking out the west side as well there. Going broadly in here versus his opponent. Looks almost down there for Gosu and for the 7th Panzer Division. Shots fired here. Pion troops was the Sturmpionier. SVT-40 versus the Sturmgewehr 44. Sturmpanzers here, they're getting an effective range reasonably fast, and that will gain the upper hand, but that's going to change once the 2nd Sturmpanzer squad, or Pion squad arrives, forcing away there the Sturmpionier. Allowing Joe to reclaim it. Tank of 10 command up here. It's likely going to go for the T-70. They could theoretically go for the SU-6M. Looks they're arriving here for Gosu and for the 7th Panzer Division, ready to tend to those penal troopers. Joe right now, by the way, having absolutely no anti-tank weapons. Thusly having absolutely no way of slowing down. The looks, the best you can hope for is it hits one of the mines he's laid down. I think the mine is laid down would probably be the more accurate way of putting it. Laying down mines here, likely to try and catch up the looks during any of its manoeuvres initially. And if you can sort of catch it up on a mine, in particular in a close to his own base, he's got a good chance of them dealing with it using something else. We'll have to see though what he ends up with. So far, no anti-tank rifles being upgraded, so he's likely aiming for the T-70 solution here, though he might have to go for the anti-tank rifle just to at least, you know, increase his chances of dealing with a bloody thing. Big push on the west here to deal with Jove's advance there. Looks moving about. Could. No, the mine here. Oh, the mine is there, okay. Just couldn't briefly see it there. Still anti-tank rifles, got the munitions for it. Can soon go for the T-70. Could, of course, try and set up for the SU-6M. Goes there, setting up for the MB-44 on the car fight, further to put pressure on the Jove, also that way denying him more fuel, which is exactly what he wants to do, and straight into the mine, damaged engine, half health there, left on the looks. Another mine goes off there, killing several Volkskandidates. T-70 light tank on the way there, no anti-tank weapons yet though for Gosu either, so the T-70 could end up being quite impactful here. In return, minesweepers and repair kits there, obviously with some mines down there. Gosu's obviously going to safely assume that there's going to be a lot more where those came from, which is usually the right assumption to make. Folks going to here versus Penal Troopers flank for years moving up. They could try and advance a bit further through the cover here. Oh well, doesn't have to. Gosu just hard presses that retreat button and gets the devil out of there. T-70 light tank almost done, and there we go. We got the second doctoral choice. It is a Luftwaffe ground choice forces here from Gosu in a fun and interesting move, actually. Meaning we're not going to be seeing a Command Panther store for once. Isn't that delightful? We see them moving up here, they're backing up the engineers. Nice hit the mooks of Panzer. MD-34 though, I think he's running targeting instead there. Kenner almost done, plus of course got the Fallschirmjäger, so where they're landing. Oh, machine gun got wiped. I was going to use the Sturmpanzers, but quick thing right here by the T-70 again. Fallschirmjäger see heading around the fuel pump, but they're out in the open. There you go. Geballte Ladung, falls out in the open, does a bit of damage there still. That's only one engagement there for the Fallschirmjägers. Yeah, they're kind of losing attitude. The peel troops and heavy cover, seeing as they have absolutely none. If they were peel troops just had no cover, the Fallschirmjäger I think would easily have won that one. But very much the heavy cover, they completely ruins that engagement for the Fallschirmjäger. And of course now the T-7 could be able to risk whacking that, which would be a quite nasty blow there to Ghosts, since they are quite expensive at 380 manpower. Yeah, he pushed his luck too far. They should have treated them sooner. I mean, he could get really lucky and the T-7 just keeps hitting the, you know, every other wrong side, but... Oh, no! Good God, he actually manages it. That was really lucky there for Ghost. I mean, he kind of avoided getting totally punished for a rather slightly insensible tactical choice there, which is retreating too slowly. Back in Jove's base, nothing going. Still no sign of a doctrinal choice. We'll certainly have to see how he reacts to the arrival of the Fallschirmjäger. Of course, Luftwaffe ground force, that could change some priorities a bit here, since it obviously opens up for the very potent airborne assault, which of course in the right place could really ruin Jove's day. Plus, Valiant Assault can also prove to be a bit of a nasty obstacle at times. Obviously, the flank emplacement, while still better, is usually not a big factor in any strategy. It could be one day, but now it isn't. For now, mine they're spotted. Mine they're spotted as well. Nice mine there by Jove, but also nice sweeping in there by Gozu. Striking at the penal troops, setting up to defend the retreat path, troops leading the way. Blind Hunter going to flash them up, be a good idea. That way you can have a chance of doing more damage. Troops setting up here as well. There we go, engineers routed, penal troops routed, T-7 nearby, moving up the west side, then return, get moved there by Jove. Looking to get the wipe, but he also has to deal with the T-7 light tank at the same time. Those who can soon begin taking up here for the Schwer Panzer quarters. As for Jove, he is definitely behind resources, and the situation that way is looking a bit sticky. Still hitting as many points as he can that way, cutting off the resource without hitting the carve point. Nice play there by Gozu. And that's definitely a bit of a problem there for Jove, who's suddenly losing out on fuel fast compared to his opponent. They're hitting the fuel point, then west is going to be a nice counter move. So some nice movement there from both sides. Now they're sort of just getting stuck up in attritional mindsets. Oh, the mines goes to Deminen. Hey, Heinz, isn't someone supposed to sweep those mines? It's probably someone else's job. You used to work for the public, didn't you, as a government? Yeah, how did you know? Your sloppiness. Ah, yeah. Looks moving up here. Catching the engineers there by trying to lay down mines, closing the victory on that little light tank. And we got the S16M here from Jove. I think, stark realization, acceptance that he's probably not going to be getting anything bigger anytime soon. So, you know, rather than just try and somehow push for it, you know, despite everything else. He commits to the H16M and trying to deal with the looks. Any Pumas, but also very importantly, any Panthers, you know, the opponent's likely going to outperform anyways. Plus, he gets a bit of artillery out of that, so the S16M in that sense is quite a flexible tool set there for Jove. So, nice move there. The S16M does tend to be a bit overlooked, but I would say a well-handled S16M can actually be quite potent. Goes meanwhile going for a Kedna. I think he could be taking up now, but still hasn't. Obviously, when he takes up, he's not going to be able to go for a lot from it, but, you know, never hurts to be ready. In time. Well, there you go, S-6M, assault gun out. M standing for modernized. Basically resulting in them opening up the filing compartment so the crew had a bit more room and so better viewing. And also switching about the engines, since on the older versions they had like 2 engines, one for each track, which caused some problems with the newer model. They just switch over to 1 engine for both sort of, you know, tracks. It's a little fun fact there. Races the bombard, and then we also got the MG-34 again. Bit of quad here. Looks like heading coming up. Need to be careful around their own bloody mines though. There we go, nice hit from the SM6M there on the looks. Folks coming out there with a Sturmgewehr, small being upgraded there for Goza. Very nice. Fallschirmjäger see in the west, defending the fuel or the victory point there from any Soviet intervention. And got bombardment here, try and catch up some of the German infantry. First shot falls quite short. Second shot as well. Sniper on the way there for Jove, try and bleed out Gozu. At roughly 14 to 15 minutes. A bit of a rare sniper there, to be honest. That doesn't mean it's a bad choice, it just means it's one of those rarer choices. Additional flying back the Fultz Grenadiers, murdering. Oh, that's a wipe. Quite a nice blow there to Gozu. Certainly should not underestimate the T-70's ability to wipe units, which is usually also one of those things you rarely do again, because you kind of tend to remember the T-70 just murdering your stuff. I'm looking forward to them buffing the Austrian so it also gets good again, and it is kind of good. Mission 6 moving up there, close to 1. There we go, nice hit there on the Lux. Trotting away there for Goes, that's going to be the Schwerpanzer Hauptquartier, and there we go, nice hit from Academy after that. Could risk losing the Mission 6M, which would be a bit of a blow there to Jove. Closing on the A7 on the T70, nice hit from Academy after there. Might have a chance of taking it out there, which would certainly be uncomfortable there for Jove. And down it goes. The munitions cooked off. A glorious victory for the fatherland. Now the Academy going to try and take out the SN6M here. In the west, fresh movers there by Jove, very good. Still no doctoral choice there for Jones. Certainly with the timing it's looking at, I mean, it's likely going to be shock rifle or gat motor, but at the same time, if you usually want to go for gat motor, you do so soonest and get out of the guardsman. So, shock rifle seems more likely. And there you go, double Kedmeth has one rocket though, misses, allowing the HN6 a chance to get away. Close one there for Jove, and certainly had he lost it there, that would have been a very bad spot. 3 kills from the sniper. Truck has yet to set up, but there you go, setting up for the Schwerpanzer quarters with its 37mm flak. Kills being caught by the Lux. Up close and ugly, and are very much routed. In the east, bit of freshman there for the MD-54. Back in Joe's page, nothing further happening. Schwerpanzer quarters halfway down there. Seizing the point here with the Sturmpioniere. And over here, reinforcement healing. Got Lux moving up and getting the penals there with heavy autocannon fire, raking down the Russians with bloody brutality. And before him being snubbed up pretty easily, I mean, he needs to switch up his stacks there to, you know, minimize Joe's sniper's effectiveness. Obviously, just going to be feeding it fresh manpower and, you know, experience, which is not really what Gozu should be aiming for. And there we go. Not really surprised, we do end up getting shock rifle here. Could call in some shock troops. I mean, he's got actually plenty of manpower. It's either that fuel caches. Well, obviously, he's going to try and store for the IS-2. That could certainly understand if he did it. But he definitely should be spending some of that manpower, would personally argue. And there we go. Valiant assault. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice ability, but it does tend to get a bit overlooked, similar to assault and hold for German infantry. There you go. Wipes engineers. Very good. Folks are there out in the open, easy targets. Well, penals was also easy targets for the folks because there go to the fire rain down here, hurting Ben Ghost's assault. Still landing some nice hits there, making it harder here for Jove to maintain a defense. Again, you know, thumbs up there. Jove, there's still plenty of manpower going for engineers, so this is also good, if not downright necessary. Panther on the way there for Gosu and the 7th Panzer Division. Fights makes anyway to just lay down a hail of fire, which threatens to snuff out anything getting too close. There you go, bang grenade on the knees, and oh, close one there, but not quite. A kettle creeping about, they need to be careful. Panther must need to retreat those Fallschmägers, and Jove really needs to begin spending some of that manpower. The cannon was spotted by the sniper and routed. Bit awkward there for Gozu and the 7th Panzer Division. Mission coming up, you're finding out the Lux missing. Panzer 4 halfway done. Fultz moving up there, bit low on health. Troops healing, reinforcing. Jove still remaining very cautious there with his resources. Again, of course, he doesn't want to go for too many infantry and whatnot. I'd still recommend a fuel cache. I mean, he could easily place one there, for example, it'd be quite safe from any harassment and would thus provide Joe with extra fuel for his arm. No, he is actually taking up. He's going for the mechanized armor company, so he's actually not aiming for the IS-2 stall. Panzer 4 there, Ryan for Ghost, the Panzer 4 Model J, which is a fun fact, actually had a slower turbo rotation than what's shown in game due to the fact that they have removed the generator for the turbine and replaced it with a hand crank, making it much slower. It was partly due to resource issues. They didn't have the resource of the generator, so they just switched over to like well, hand crank generators. Though interesting enough, they increased the size of the fuel tank and to give it more that way, you know, operational mobility. It was a bit late for that one. Other elements were all just more simplified. The sound made the ECT which would produce the Panzer IVs. No fanfare there. Oh, nasty wipe then. Jove, he's stepping in to replace those troops. Now he could quick replace the lost Strafniki to the might of the Panzer IV. Another unit there takes a staggering hit here as Gosu's monster Panzer IV just tears through his lines like a tiny tiger. Oh, Saturn charging the advancing German troops, and there we go. Fights make it forward. They're almost wiped out. Huge casualties there. Goes, I think, trying to do too much. Then Jove seeing an opportunity to just deliver a staggering hit there, a sucker punch that knocks there Gosu's assault. Nice work. Need to be careful here though, Gosu. Vorsicht. Panzer IV flanking, catching Joe here off guard. He was not anticipating that move. We got mines in the way there, which will leave Gosu's Panzer IV in a bit of a sticky spot. And he's going to have to fall back somehow. More mines going off, and that was a full squad gone. Gosu's going to have to replace infantry. That would end up being quite brutal for both sides. But the problem is, Joe still has more resources available than Gosu has. There's no hand again, suffering manpower issues, partly due again to the sniper with 12 kills already. Panzer IV need repairs, 11 kills though. Very good for that one, of course, in particular taking out an entire unit there from Jove. So what he's going to go for? I mean, he could easily go for the T-34, so he could go for the KV-8, though not necessarily recommend that one right away. Issue 5 as an option, of course, so is the CoH2. Oh, sniper cop looks close one there, but the H6 prevents Gosu from going for a more, direct and heated pursuit of the sniper, and he goes for the KV-8. The absolute madman. Gosu replacing his lot infantry with Obersoldaten. A nice bold choice there by Gosu. Mission 6 and almost done. Sniper close to Veteran 2, KV halfway done. Troops reinforcing very close to Veteran 3 there for the Fallschirmjäger, slowly firing away there. I think he's trying to catch something hiding there. He's possibly expecting Lykenma to be there. And he's actually not far off the mark. So Lykenma's likely how to retreat here. Lykenma there also has to retreat. I can see what he's trying to do, but he needs to be a bit more mindful of it. I think he's relying a bit too much on the power of optimistic thinking. And certainly optimistic thinking is a very good skill to have, but there's a difference between being optimistic and just moving your stuff into infantry that's firing at it. Panzer moving up there, might want to keep some mines for his nearby next time he pulls off this kind of fight in case Jove has relayed the mines. Up here, folks, they're hitting a mine, need to retreat soon. Got the Obersoldaten move, pin him up, machine away there, and we got the KV-8 flame for a tank off. The Obersoldaten hitting a mine, need to retreat immediately. Panzer IV needs to be careful here. Ooh, H6M misses. Panzer IV halfway to 22, shot bounces off the KV-8's armour. Back here, healing enforcement. Goes here, could consider Yak Panzer to deal with the KV-8 and the H6M. As it is pretty good versus both. You could also go for another Panzer IV, you could even try and go for the Panther, but an issue, Yak Panzer IV I think would be a very safe choice. As for Jove, he's still floating manpower. Again, I'd recommend fuel caches if again he's really afraid of just handling more, infantry units. Which again, I can understand that is his fear, but again, more fuel would then benefit Jove a lot. Okay, they're burning its way through Gosu's lines. Note by the late war, it would actually been a T-34, but I think it was called the OT-64, something like that. That was actually the flamethrower tanks that were made for the Soviet Army. Basically just replaced the whole machine with a flamethrower inside the T-34. Panzer IV, the tank counter key, not very nice work. We got anti-tank kills with the Nation 6 M here firing at the Panzer IV's real quick blitz, which also increases the rate of fire briefly. I wish the Wehrmacht Panzer IVs would have that bit of Panzer IVs, but there you go, the heavy damage in. Ooh, almost got like in there, but the Panzer IV's main gun is out. Goes down. That was definitely a mistake there by Gosu. I mean, he got the KV-8, but ended up losing both Lux and the Panzer IV, and I do not think that's a particularly good trade-off there for Gosu. We'll have to see what he does next, but I'm guessing another Panzer IV, though. Again, Panther would be an option as well. Got the F6 there, ace level, very nice work. Jove quickly taking advantage of, the advantage gained even just briefly to lay down a lot of mines, so that way make it harder for Gosu to make any, counterattacks easily. So good work there by Jove. It's a bit of a tricky thing to remember, you know, all other stuff's going on, and then he's just like, you know, should have laid down mines, in which case, you know, if you can't get away with it, you know, lay down mines. But again, it can usually be forgotten in the heat of battle. So nice to see Jove, of course, is that type of, you know, well-trained player who, you know, just has that down. Fox is moving up here, closing on T4. Fox is there, closing on T3. Guineas there, need to retreat. Fox advancing, style king up the killing. 16 kills, double killing hits here on the H-26M, almost taking out the Panther almost down there for Gosu and the 7th Panzer Division. Flooding a lot of manpower there, Joe. Flooding a lot of manpower. Again, I really would suggest some fuel cache. There you go. At least he's going for some shock troops, realizing he has to at least spend some manpower because it's starting to look a bit silly. It's a good decision there by Joe at the very least. Again, more fuel caches really would benefit Joe a lot and would make it much easier for him just, you know, say go for an IS-2. Whatever it is Joe actually wants to go for. Flares off. Looking for stuff to shoot. Panther 4 roaming about, loosening the western fuel point, is gaining the eastern fuel point. Need to get like heading over out of there very fast. Shock troops being as well there with a PPSH-41 submachine guns. Panther moving up here. I think he's trying to go for the 6, but he's ordered not to fire freely. He's made a bit of a mistake there. I hate when that happens personally. You know, you think you've got the right button and it turns out you haven't. So that ended up a bit awkwardly there for Gosu. Stuart Panic so much to replace the ones he lost. That's definitely a bit of a loss there for Gosu. Means he can't repair the Panzer IV until they're ready. Shock troops here moving in for the eastern fuel. We got the opposite on the ready. And there's a mine right behind them, meaning if they're heading in the wrong time. Oh, nice smoke grenade there. This could easily end up wiping the Orbisor down here since he's absolutely not ready for what's about to hit him. Need to retreat. Too late, and yeah, it's going to be a full wipe, I think, here. Oh, the mine suppression there helps a bit. But if he retreated just a second slow, that could likely have been a full wipe there. That was very nasty, and certainly, again, not something you'd expect. And what is this? We got a PTRS-41 anti-tank rifle there dropped behind the wreckage of the house. Peons coming up towards center, catching both Arcaden rifles there in a bad spot. We also got a mine down there from Joe, which is about to get set off there by the Arcaden rifle crew. And we got another KB plus the sniper. I mean, so far there, Jove is quite happy with his H-6M and anti-tank rifles. He clearly doesn't need anything more than that to deal with Ghost's armored forces. He doesn't even bother with the IS-2. He just goes for flamethrower tanks and, you know, sticks his light assault gun. Panzer all being fixed up again. Gozu would definitely benefit from a Yak Panzer to help deal with that. Jove quickly laying down more mines. Very good work there. 383 versus 221. We claim on the west side. Panzer 4 is good to go there for Gosu once more and the 7th Panzer Division. Destroying sandbags with the H-6M, denying any cover there for Gosu's forces. Now he's trying to sort of mind his where it might be there. KV number 2 setting out there for Jove and the Red Army. Folks, this is Penal Troops, got 16 kills there, we got 8 kills there. Panzer 4 moving up. Landing a nice hit on the Penal Troopers. Veterans 1 gain for the Panzer 4. They got the other squad moving up, going to try and get closer than the tank satchel charge, but he spots it in time. And doesn't avoid it though. Doesn't avoid it. Blitzkrieging out there, but he's going to have to, you know, abandon the front line for now, trying to salvage the KV-8 here. Wreckage for extra fuel, but has to repair his Panzer 4 since otherwise he's in a bit of a sticky spot there. MD-34 routing as well. Those are definitely a bit on defensive as Joe. To put it very mildly, and here at least we got the opposite on this is the Strafniki. Academy of forming up in the KV, doing some nasty damage there to that one. Pushing the centre there is pretty much hard ported there by Jove. Back here, troops in reinforcing for Gozu. Moving up the Panzer 4. And landing a decent hit on the Penal Troopers. Routing them there, closing on H-22. that was a close one there. That could have been quite brutal there for Jove. So he landed a hit there before Jove realised what was going on. He just lost a lot of engineers. I mean, say losing those 2 engineer squads could have been quite a blow there to Jove, since made it much harder for him to repair his vehicles. Plus, been quite a manpower expense he had to fix up again. Need to not repair his Panzer IV, the right within the range of the Eastern 6, and that is definitely a bad move there by Gozu. Very bad move. Quite costly too. His Panzer IV was close by 2. That was almost a direct hit from the Eastern 6 game there. Almost took out the Panzer IV. Second shot, they also very close here. Not far off from a Yak Panzer IV, which again, I'd probably recommend at this stage to of course just go for the Panzer IV more, but I think the Yak Panzer here would be the more solid choice there. Back here, reinforcement and healing going on for Jove. Oh, no direct hit here from the field gun on the Kedem recruit, silencing it. So now they're killing away. 5 killed so far. Back here, reinforcement healing. Panzer move back. Noting no repair pioneers for his mechanized regiment headquarters. Again, he can go for the Yak Panzer now, and again, I strongly urge that one. So we'll have to see what it ends up. We've got veteran 3 fights to make, so veteran 4. We got the Orbs on there, veterans 1 backing up. Comes with the need to retreat soon. See some heavy casualties there. Another Panzer IV though instead for Gozu. I mean, again, that also works, but I do feel like Yak Panzer would be much better versus the Asian 6M and the KB8 due to, you know, gut rate of fire, gut penetration, gut range. Ooh, lost the Kedem with a crew here to all the anti-tank pylon troopers. Bit of a blow there. We got 265 versus 221. The situation's starting to look a bit ravaged. Ever goes through, though, again with 2 Panzer Force, he might just have the forces to turn this around once more for das Vaterland. Back here, healing reinforcement going on for Jove and the Red Army. Could put a bit more pressure up here, I think, on the right flank of Gozu's forces. Looks like he's going to go for it, and there goes straight into the Kedenaffer. Panzer first off, but fails to penetrate. Confirming another nice hit here. Teams coming in, then he's careful for the fudge, makes a bomb grenade hit. There we go, could be quite effective. Oh, never mind, that didn't quite work out as planned. Trying to hit it, but it hits the house instead. We got the other Panzer flying back in the south, Legion 6 flying away. He's taking out like Kedenaffer and destroying it. Bit of a blow there to Gozu. Panzer remains static, but there goes flying in the move again once more here with the German army. Back here, healing reinforcement. Panzer flying away, they're hammering away at anything suspiciously red. 10 kills there, not too shabby. Betty 2 as well, definitely good. Other Panzer going here for the Eastern 6M, but moving in rather haphazardly and, you know, riskily. Exposing himself to a lot of needless fire and could very well go down here, which would be definitely hurtful there for Gozu and the Panzerwaffe. Oh, that was a close one there, but landed just a micrometer short there of actually hitting it. More Sturmpionier there for Gozu to help repair and also give, I suppose, a bit more offensive firepower here versus Jove. I would still say at this time mark it's a bit rare to see that many Sturm Pioneers, but that's what makes it fun though. Much of just adding a Panzer straight there instead of more, you know, minesweepers. Just a thought there. Our way Panzer being fixed up. Sniper ground on the point. We got 202 versus 221. Right flank seeing next in action. Seems like Gozu there's pulling a bit too much into just a certain repetitive pattern, which of course is quite easy there for Joe to then deal with. Sniper moving ahead here. 6 kills. Panzer well got moving. We got Incendiary to further break up here. What he's doing, making it hard for him to push for the victory point there. Nice play by Joe. Good read. Panzer on the far west are being held bound to tank penal troopers. And there you go, complete another disruption. Got to move up the eastern side with the Sturm Pioneer. We got Valiant Assault going on there. He is going all in here. I think the mine goes off there. Going for the victory point in the east. Moving up west side here, trying to flank about. Not bad. Troops moving up there again, keeping good pace. Could take out the sniper here with a good burst. Sniper retreats. Need to keep things up a bit more pace. They're almost losing the Panzer IV here already. Like Kedem could be a bit more aggressive. There you go, Panzer IV moving in. Veteran 2 there. Nice hit in the Asian 6M. Need to keep up the assault. 4 vats. Forward! Ah, he breaks up. The assault loses momentum here already. And now there's a nice shot here for Jove, which could very well then break Goza's back. He's now in a bit of an awkward state. Having not, I think, pushed as hard as he could. And not dealt, I think, the critical damage he needs to versus his opponent. Fatsman's then a really bad spot. IS-2 moving up, backed up, of course, with the H-16, possibly with the KV-8. Now, I cannot not hit the IS-2 at close range, but overall, pretty bad spot. Another Kerman fight here for Gozu, but the IS-2 does not care. There you go, wipes the Fightmaker's retreat here. KV-8 backing up, trying to pull into the base here. Other Panther 4 could try and flank in there. You go, something seems to go. So the Schwer Panther quarters, Panther 4 is not moving. We got 131 here left for Gozu versus Joe's 221. The Kedmev out there for Gozu. Panther 4 is the penal troops backed up by Fultons since the Steel Panther retreating there. Go nice hit from the IS-2 there. KV-8 not really doing a lot of damage to the building. Panther 4 trying to do some damage as well. IS-2 low on health, but backed up with the H-6 was a bit more of a threat to the Panther 4. There you go, damaged engine. KV-8 joining in the fun there, getting a wipe. Goes rapidly bleeding out infantry versus his opponent. Defends the western victory point decently, but there's a lot of things that can still go horribly wrong for him. I think you should have considered maybe a smoke reconnaissance, doing that push there, and also I think slightly harder focus on the right flank, trying to catch Jove more off guard that way, rather than trying to take into which already is. He should try to hit from this angle where Jove isn't ready in that way, overwhelm all the weaker soft units that way, quickly gaining the upper hand. So there's definitely some good ideas. I feel like the execution there kind of faltered there for Gozu. Very quiet here as Gozu, I imagine, is lining up for another assault, but he's taking heavy punishment here for Jove, who's just hammering away. Panther 4 moving up, got the IS-2 nearby then, of course the KV-8 and the H-6 of course joining as well easily. Get a nasty hit there, and there you go, direct hit, Panther 4 down to half health. Kenner's on the flank here, the KV-8, but all of a sudden that's the IS-2, is not exactly a good fight there for the opposite. There you go, Gozu surrenders. The assault of the 7th Panzer Division has failed. The 3rd Guards Tank Corps stands victorious here. A bloody battle on Langraskaya with the heavy casualties on both sides. From the end, Gozu feel like fell apart. They did against sort of a bit from tunnel vision, not flanking enough. Then that way playing to the Oberkommando of strength. So again, it's nice to see someone actually using violent assault and Fallschirmjägers, but in the end, again, just tactically he wasn't quite up to snuff. There was Joe, of course, was very much a tough object, and of course, really make good use of that H-16M. I mean, it's really overlooked, I think, by a lot of Serb players, but Jove here certainly showed you what you can do with one if it's well handled. So nicely played there by Jove. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Legion. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.